I hope when we play Burnley, we don't smash them 6-0. I don't, because that gives a full sense of confidence for this squad and the board. I hope we beat them a 2-0.
We don't need a striker. We scored 6 against Burnley.
Yeah, let's beat them, but let's beat them, but make it. Whoa, that was a tough day at the office, man. We can't do this every week because otherwise that pressure has to stay there. Otherwise, the belief, but we nearly beat PSG. We've won our first league game. We're all right. I don't want that. We're not all right.
I can't subscribe to that bollocks at all.
What we do is think of the psychology of it.
The psychology of someone that's leaving out is rooting for things that don't have as positive outcome as possible. Because you think somehow it's damaging to the overall narrative. I know it's not about Levy specifically, but that's the mindset that's being evoked here. You should always be wanting for the best. Always want to go and smash the team 6-0.
The long-term best is for the manager to be backed. But if we smash them 6-0, it might give the impression that we're actually quite good.
We're already advanced. So we're already advanced in Savinho and Eze deals. You think that beating Burnley 4-0, 5-0, or 6-0 is going to, you know what? Let's pull out of Savinho because we're good. Come on now.
No. It doesn't. It's not about pulling out. It's about, you know what? We're all right. We're all right. Give it another couple of weeks where it's like, no, we're not all right. Do it now. We've got Man City off the Burnley. Man City away next.
I'll tell you what, if there's any truth to what you're saying, that the decision makers at Tottenham Hotspur are literally going to sit there and think that sneaking a 2-1 victory versus Burnley means we have to move a little bit quicker versus winning 4-0 or 5-0 means we can take our foot off the gas. If there's any truth to that, then I'll become Levy out. But I can't believe for a single second that would be the case.
No way of proving that, though, have I? I can't prove it.
so rooting for that scenario is just wildly weird to me.
I just if we're 2-0 at our time, we expect Thomas Frank to pull off Kudos, bring off Solanke, put on a couple of centre halves and go, lads, I don't want to see any more goals, please. I want to keep this to 2-0, mate. Maybe let them get a penalty.
Yeah. 90th minute, you can see the cheeky pen and Stell's going, yes, better chance of a bomber.
Actually, yeah. I agree with that.
What are we doing?
Let me reword this. As a football fan of Tottenham who's going to be at the game, I want us to smash them 10-0, okay? But as a fan of Tottenham who wants us to keep the pressure on and get the business done, I hope we don't batter them, but we still win. That's what I'm saying.
Christ. Oh, it's madness.
We're going to sign 2 big players. That's it. I'm quite confident we will sign 2 big players. Big overweight players.
I was going to say, what do you mean? Like, is this like in Mike Bassett, England manager, when Benson and Hedges called up?
I'll give you a big one. Look, I think we all hope. Let's be honest, right? If Daniel Levy just can't see that one player could unite a fan base, I don't remember going back years and years and years that I can remember one player that united a fan base that everyone wants. I just don't remember. We're normally all fragmented. No, I don't like him. I want that one. But this is one player that really, and let me tell you, when he played us against Palace and he ripped us apart towards the end of the season, when he was leaving the stadium, the amount of kids, the amount of people that were coming up to him saying, you got to come to Spurs, you got to come to Spurs. Like, inundated. I've not seen that before. I really haven't. And if Daniel Levy can read the room, which he's not been very good at over the last few years, if he can't read the room, he's going to be in trouble. And if he can read the room, he's going to pull off something that was going to keep most of the fan base happy. Let's just pray it happens. That's all I can say.
You better pray that Matthias Tell doesn't score a hat-trick against Burnley because they're going to think he's the solution. I'm telling you.
Listen, Thomas Frank will turn him around.
Please tell me you're joking. No. I don't know if you're joking or not.
I remember when Timo Werner scored a couple of goals. Everyone said, "I told you so."
You don't want
Werner. He's cooking. I said, "No, he's not good."
You don't want Matisse Tell to score a hat trick.
They will believe that he's the answer if he does that because he scored against the worst team in the Premier League at home.
What are we doing here?
It's true.
Seriously, you don't. What?
Our fans did it with Werner, Sean. They did it with Timo Werner. He scored a couple of goals.
You're playing this bigger picture game. You'd rather our winger, who's a £45 million signing, who's just missed a pen. You'd rather he didn't do something excellent for his own benefit because you think it will invoke some bigger picture bias that we don't know.
Because it's a flash in the pan. He's not going to do it.
Get out of your own head, bro. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. Because he's not going to do it
consistently, Sean. He's not going to do it. That's why.
And that's the same thing. I'm not even going to get on. I can't believe I just heard that. I cannot believe I just heard that.
It's the truth. The same happened with Timo Werner.
You genuinely want him to fail so that you get your way and get a better winger.
No, I never said I want him to fail. I don't want him to smash it against the worst team in the Premier League. So suddenly he's a really good player because he did it against Burnley. Does nothing for the next 10 games, and we don't go and sign a proper player for his position. But that's what
surely, Stel, hang on. And I don't rate Tell. You know I don't. But let's be fair. If I was to wake up at 5 p.m. on Saturday afternoon and see that Spurs have won 3-0 and Matisse Tell has got all three, come on, like you got to be happy, right? We've won 3-0. A new player scored a hat trick. Like, surely
anybody in the chat that is saying Stel is bang on, you all need to give your heads a wobble.
Because they get it. They get
your logic. They get your weird logic. That you're invoking.
Oh, by the way, this guy.
It's ridiculous logic.
He loves you so much, Stel, that I have convinced myself that this is your burner account. Stel could turn around.
How is it my burner account? My hands are here.
No, I know, but you could turn around, Stel. You could turn around right now and say, do you know what? Sava's wearing a yellow T-shirt, and Alex would go, "Bang on, Stel. Bang on. I agree with you." Yeah,
but you've got groupies as well. You could tell people the sky's orange.
Not me, mate. I'm universally hated by everyone. Don't worry about
it. That's me. No, I got that cap. My hated content creator.
We've all got groupies and haters. I just don't want there to be a situation where this false sense of security is suddenly portrayed and people buy into something that isn't.
That's in your head. And because you think it might manifest, right. You're in reality, you're weird. I saw it with
Archie Gray, generational. Where is it? I saw it with Timo Werner. Good signing, experience. He won a Champions League trophy.
You saw us sign a player that hasn't yet materialised. That might have been a mistake. To root against their development and their success because you think in your head... I'm not rooting
against his development, Sean. He's not going to progress at this club.
You don't want him to score a hat-trick because you think if he does, Daniel Levy or whoever else might say, forget about Savinho. And that's, like, if that is true, then that's wild. But you're just imagining that. And in reality, you're rooting for a downfall of our player.
No. You're trying to make... No, see... The narrative you're trying to create, this character you're trying to build with me, is absolute nonsense.
You didn't want him to score a hat-trick.
And people in the chat aren't buying it. Sean, no. I don't want this.
It's insanity.
I don't want, whilst the transfer window's open, for a player that isn't good enough to be looking as if he's suddenly good, and then we go into the new season, haven't fully not done the business because suddenly we've unearthed the gem and he's awful all season.
But that's the reality that you're imagining. And so you're imagining a certain outcome.
I saw it with Gray, I saw it with Werner, I saw it with Dan Juma.
No, you haven't, because Archie Gray never put in a worldie that stopped something else happening. But if Matisse Patel puts in a worldie, you're worried about some imaginary universe that exists where Daniel Levy's going to sit there and say, walk away from Savinho. Matisse tells the answer. That's bonkers. If it is true, then that's wild. But the fact is, the reality that you're trying, like the imaginary world that you're invoking, is based on a reality that we all have to exist.
I've seen it at Spurs all the time.
Matisse Tell, you would rather Matisse Tell didn't score a hat trick, so that this imaginary world in which you think exists.
Not imaginary. It happens all the time at this club. Every time we do this. Right. I guarantee you, if Matisse Tell scores a hat trick, there'll be 10 YouTubers going, Mateus has arrived. Tactically improved Spurs. Look at the.
So they should. By the way, they should celebrate it. But why would that change the Savinho deal?
That's not celebrating it. That is inflating a player that isn't at the levels. And
do
then
you really
when
think
it collapses, like it did with Gray and Dan Juma and Werner, they all go missing. And
you think Thomas Frank
gets
home? Thomas Frank gets home Saturday night and goes, "What's Spurs talk show saying about Matisse Tel?" He's saying, "I told you he's going to be a baller." You know what, Daniel? Pull out of the Savinho bid.
No, he's not going to listen to me. The board are going to say,
"What are you talking about?
Should we really spend £70 million on a player when we've got this hat-trick hero at the club already?"
Oh my God. He's Matthias Tel. He's gone to Matthias Tel. Listen, Matthias, whatever you do, if I find you scoring a bloody hat-trick, right, on the weekend, I'm going to fucking lose it, right? Because that means I won't be able to sign Savinho. So just pack it in.
No, you're missing the point. You're all missing the point. Daniel Levy is going to be on the phone tonight to Tel going, "Mate, they're all trying to make me spend 70 million on a player. If you could score a hat-trick, just to fight Tel from Tottenham away and save me 70 million pounds, I'll give you a boat. I'll give you
do you know what though? The thing is, he's not going to score a hat-trick, which will prove my point anyway, that it's not the level. So I don't even know why I even mentioned it, because he's not going to do it.
I'm going to manifest when I get off here very shortly. Right, I'm going to be manifesting
the same ones that Big Werner and Dan Juma and Ray.
Matthias Tel hat trick.
You just like to get
word a lot. This word keeps getting sent to me a lot.
It's not ridiculous. It happens all the time. It is
ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Guys,
the truth is,
anytime a player does, anytime
you want him to continue to
What I don't want is an average player to suddenly be put on some kind of pedestal that he's suddenly good when we know he's not, and we've done it so many times. And I can see that Matthias Tel is not going to be that player. I can see it, and I don't want it, and I'm not going to go for it.
You think if he scores a hat-trick, that means the Savinho deal is off, is what you're essentially saying?
No, I'm saying that the board will ask questions as to whether we need more replacements in the attacking areas when we've got this superstar.
Do me a favour. It's like you're living in a cow cuckoo land, mate.
I'm not. It's happened. Sean, it's happened. We've been bitten like this many a time with players.
Name me one player that we were about to sign on a monster that then some kid came in and scored a hat trick, and then that suddenly put the dampers on that other move. Name me one. You say it happens all the time. Name me one.
It might not stop a Savinho deal, but it might stop another potential signing we're looking at. That, like you said, we don't know the mechanics of.
You said it happens all the time. Please name a few examples.
Well, us re-signing Timo Werner prevented us from signing another forward attacking player.
Not because Timo Werner did well, though, right?
He didn't do well. He was rubbish.
Exactly.
Remember when he first came, and once he broke his duck, he was like, "Oh look, he's good," and we re-signed him.
Ange Postecoglou wanted to re-sign him.
Oh, it was Ange, right? Here we go.
Yeah, he said he wanted to re-sign him.
It was Ange. Here we go.
What are we doing? What are we doing
Ange wanted
You're inventing some weird little word. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No. We're not doing that. No
what do you mean? He asked for him. He actually came out and said, "I wanted to re-sign him. I wanted him back."
Thomas Frank said Matthias Tel's a very good player, can play anywhere across the front three, can't even hit the target on a penalty.
Yeah, listen, look.
Frank never said that. Frank never said that.
Let me just say to you.
Did Frank say that, Johnny?
Let me just say to you. I can tell you one thing. I saw.
Johnny, did Frank say that?
Say what?
Hang on, but Stel, I feel like you're being a bit disingenuous here. I feel like you're mixing two things. I feel like hang on. Let me. I haven't said anything for ages, right? I feel like when a manager is asked about a player that's already at the club and gives an answer, fans jump onto it immediately and go, "See, what is it that people expect?" When Thomas Frank is asked about Matisse Tel, what is it that they think his answer is going to be? "No, I don't want him. Actually, I don't think he's that good." But he gives the professional answer and everyone goes mad. Like, don't you just think it's a little bit like he's just answering?
But when Ange gave a professional answer, we went mad at him.
With what? With
Werner.
But he didn't give a professional answer with Werner. He said
I remember a very good player.
I remember when he was asked, I remember when he was asked about Timo Werner, his actual words were something along the lines of, "The recruitment team are dealing with that now. They know what I'm happy with." And then the next day, it was something along those lines, those words. And then the next day, it was Timo Werner. Now, he either meant that as They know what I'm happy with, and then they slapped him in the face, right? Or they know what I'm happy with, go and get Werner. But I feel like, I feel like we can't.
Sava, I remember what he said because I lost it. I went live on We Are Tottenham TV. He said, Timo Werner is a really good, experienced player. He brings value to our team. I'm like, what? Is he mad?
But what's he meant to say?
When he's asked, no, Sava, my point is, but Sava, when Ange said that, we went in on him. When Frank says that about Tel, it's okay. It's professional. That's what I'm saying. So the argument here
seems two different. But they're two different things. Surely you understand the difference between
they're both
these
average
two
players that fans are divided.
One was asked before the player was re-signed, right? Ange was asked before.
He said it when we signed him, Sava. When
he said it before we signed him. He said it the day before we signed him. He was asked about, is it true Werner's re-signing? And Ange was going, really good player, really helps our team. The recruitment team are working on it. They know what I want. Tel was not signed by Frank. This notion that he was is wrong.
Tel's just been re-signed by the club.
But not by Frank. Which is what everyone's
Timo Werner has been a great signing, really important, and Postecoglou.